Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I am here today to do a book haul. I have about 20 books to share with you, a bunch of which you've already seen if you watched my weekend vlog where I went to a library book sale, but I'll just share them again here. I have some that I've purchased on Amazon, one Pango order, some more Amazon book of the month, and then two that were sent to me. So I'm going to start with the ones that were sent to me because it's always so kind to be reached out to about books. And a lot of times I say no thanks because it doesn't sound like something that I would actually read. And I don't want to feel the pressure to read something that I don't want to read. But I did get reached out about this book, Sipsworth by Simon Van Buie. This one comes out on May 7th. So I'm going to keep it out kind of with my April TBR, so hopefully I get to it. It's blurbed by Ann Patchett. She said, I loved it. The short blurb on the top says, over the course of 2 weeks, a reclusive octogenarian discovers an unexpected reason to live. I feel like it has A Man Called Uva vibes. Her husband and her son have passed away, and Helen returns to the English village of her childhood after living abroad for 6 decades. She retreats into her home, becoming a creature of routine and habit. Then one cold winter night, a chance encounter with a mouse sets Helen on a surprising journey. I just think it sounds really lovely, and I love an older main character. Thank you so much to Simon Van Buie and Godine. It's an independent press. I don't know if I said that right, for sending me this book. Very cool. And then I'm so excited. Catherine Butler sent me the 4th book in her Dreamkeeper Saga. I think these covers are so gorgeous. This is a middle grade Christian fantasy. And I have books 2, 3, and 4 now, but I don't have book 1. So I can't get started on them. I don't really even know more than that it's a Christian middle grade fantasy. But this does say a global quest to save the world from its nightmares. Da, 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 da. I need to get my hands on book 1. I just need to buy it so that I can read this fantasy series because the covers are beautiful. I'm excited. So now I guess we'll do my Pango order. I did place an order because I keep my eyes out for this series by Juno Black. This is the 3rd one, Mirror Lake. I have book 2, Cold Clay, on my April TBR, but I really enjoyed Shady Hollow, and I think I'm going to love the rest of the series. They're not very popular on Pango. Like, I don't see it there very often. So when I do see it, and when that seller has a sale going on, I check the rest of their shelves. So I got Mirror Lake, the 3rd in a series. And then from the same seller, in order to get the sale, I picked up this historical fiction, Mozarts' Last Arya by Matt Rees. I love historical fiction, especially if it has music. I love any book that has music in it. Mozart is a famous composer. The blurb from NPR says the Da Vinci Code, but this time with Masons and musical manuscripts. There's going to be some kind of mystery surrounding Mozart's death. He confesses to his wife that he thinks he's been poisoned. The actions of jealous lovers, sinister creditors, rival composers, and Mozart's Masonic brothers suggest that dark secrets hastened the genius to his grave. It sounded intriguing enough to add it to my cart on Pango. And then this was totally a cover by, look at that cover, Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas. Is this like a creepy middle grade? Look at the profile of the faces here too. I didn't even notice that those were faces. Oh my word. This cover is beautiful. And it's purple. Purple books are not very common. It says, when children go missing, people want answers. It's been 5 years since Wendy and her 2 brothers vanished into the woods near the small coastal town of Astoria, Oregon. Wendy returned with no memory of where she had been or what happened to her, and her brothers did not. Okay, so is this like a Peter Pan? Neverland, Neverwoods, Peter Pan retelling? Oof, I'm excited. And I love the cover. So that was a fun little Pango order that I used Pango bucks for. And these next 4 are ones that I purchased on my own from Amazon. Actually, not on my own. I purchased them because you guys use the links that I put in my description. I often, if I talk about books, I have links down below. And whenever you click on those links and purchase anything from Amazon, I get a little bit of a kickback. And I don't get something every month, and that's fine. But every once in a while, I get a little bit of money from Amazon. And so over the last few months, I have been able to get a couple books. So I, first of all, knew I should have pre-ordered this. I've never pre-ordered a book, but I really should have pre-ordered this by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. The Night War is her newest middle grade novel. I'm going to be buddy reading this with Amanda and Katie, my middle grade March co-hosts. Yeah, very soon we're going to be reading this together. We all three absolutely love KBB. And this is another World War II historical fiction, which, oh, look at those end papers. Oh, that's pretty. It takes place in France about a young Jewish girl who goes to a chateau. I'm not sure how she gets there, but she has to decide if she's going to go try to search for her family or help other people escape or something along those lines. I'm very excited. I trust KBB almost implicitly. I'm pretty confident I'm going to love this book. The other one I purchased is The Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting by Sophie Irwin. I feel like I've heard this from Gloria. Is this the one that I heard about from Gloria at Gloria Z. Thompson? Just kind of a Regency romance. I'm excited. I don't really know much about it. It was on my wish list, so I just kind of picked something to add to my cart. This one I heard about from one of my patrons, Maria, The Foundling, a novel by Anne Leary. Mary landed a rare job opportunity for a young woman in 1927. So we got historical there. A coveted secretarial position with a room and board at a highly esteemed Pennsylvania institution, the Nettleton State Village for feeble-minded women of childbearing age. Mary is immediately in awe of her employer, brilliant, charming Dr. Agnes Vogel. Dr. Vogel was the only woman in her class in medical school. As a young psychiatrist, she was outspoken crusader for women's suffrage. Now she runs one of the largest and most self-sufficient public asylums for women in the country. Soon after she's hired, Mary learns that a girl from her childhood orphanage is one of the inmates. And so they have that connection there. So I know Maria said that this was a fantastic read. And it's one that I almost purchased at a used bookstore when I was shopping with my middle grade March crew in March. But I found out that it was cheaper on Amazon than this used bookstore. So I just waited and bought it eventually. And then I got this Sanderson, Tress of the Emerald Sea. I'm so excited. I just have heard so much praise for this one. And I'm like, you know what? I just need to get it. This has vibes of The Princess Bride. Look at those beautiful end papers too. So pretty. Look at that. I'm so excited. I think it's a standalone. It's one of his secret projects that he did last year, I believe. Has to do with water. The only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. Amid the spore oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death. Dun, da, da, da. Yeah, I'm excited. I love Sanderson. I don't read a ton of fantasy, but when I do, it's almost always Robin Hobb or Brandon Sanderson. I guess I just go to the best, right? The best of the best. Okay, the two that I chose for book of the month in April were both ones from my anticipated reads list. I could have chosen 4 or 5. There were so many books this month that I wanted. I skipped March because there was none that I wanted, but April was like a wealth of books, but I don't have any more credits with book of the month. I will put my link below if you're interested in trying them out. You guys have been great in using my links, and I had lots of credits over the last couple of years to add on extra books, but I think I'm about out of credits, which is fine. I can spend my own money, and I do spend it for the monthly credit, but then I get credits from you guys when you use the link. But anyways, all that to say, I chose 2 this month. I chose All We Were Promised by Ashton Lattimore, a historical fiction following 3 women. I believe it's World War II. Nope, it's not. Pre-Civil War Philadelphia. We follow one young Black woman who escaped from a plantation in the South, one woman who is an abolitionist, and another friend from that plantation where the other woman escaped from. So we follow these 3 young women in Philadelphia. I think it's going to be fantastic. And then I did pick up the book of short stories, Table for Two by Amor Towles. I'm really excited about this. I love Amor Towles. Usually, I didn't like Rules of Civility, but I liked all of his other ones. I really love Gentleman in Moscow, and Lincoln Highway I also really enjoyed. So this one is just short stories. We'll see how I feel about that. I have one last one that I picked up at the Holocaust Museum in March that I think I forgot to include in my March haul. This is The Light in Hidden Places by Sharon Cameron. This is a young adult historical fiction set during World War II. But Sharon Cameron is an author that Amanda really, really, really loves. And I haven't read anything by her yet, so I really need to get on that. Maybe this will be my first. I have this one now and Bluebird. we'll see which one I read first. And then the last stack are ones that I've already shared with you from my library book sale. So I think I spent like $6, $9. I have 2 picture books that I need to bring to my little dude. I'm Mighty and Poem Mobiles, Car Crazy Poems. He loves poetry. This is by Patrick Lewis and Douglas Florian with pictures by Jeremy Holmes. And this is part of the series by Kate and Jim McMullen. Like, I stink, I'm strong, I'm mighty. So my little dude loves those books. So I got those for him because they were 50 cents a piece. This was a cover by Summer Hours at the Robbers Library by Sue Halpern. Feels like it should be a summer read. Book about books, and I think it's a mystery. Ryan Groudon is in my anticipated reads video. She has a new one coming out very soon that I'm very interested in. And this one is one that she wrote a couple years ago, Wal City. It's going to be a dystopian YA. Run fast, trust no one, always carry your knife by Ryan Groudon. Very intrigued by that. Have a couple middle grade here. Another Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. Check out that cover. Halfway to the Sky. Oh my lands. It's just so classic. Like, this is what I was reading when I was younger. Dani is running away from home, or what's left of home. It's too easy, really. Just like it was too easy for her brother to die and her father to leave. Now it's just Dani and her tight-lipped mother, and Dani has to get away. Sounds like it's going to deal with a lot of sadness. Contemporary. I have Genesis Begins Again by Alicia D. Williams. This is 13-year-old Genesis dislikes herself. She knows the exact number of reasons why she dislikes herself because she keeps a list. She's determined to fix her family, and she's willing to try anything to do so, even if it means harming herself in the process. But when she starts to find a thing or two she actually likes about herself, she discovers that changing her own attitude is the first step to helping change others. I have heard really good things about that one. Mercy Suarez Can't Dance by Meg Medina, sequel to Mercy Suarez Changes Gears, which I really enjoyed, and that one won a Newbery, and I'm very excited to revisit Mercy and her family. Yeah, I really liked the first one. I did not know that this existed. Christmas Pig, The Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling. I did not know that it existed. How cute. Illustrated by Jim Field. Obviously, I'm going to be saving this for Christmas. There's like gorgeous illustrations in here. They're so cute. I don't know anything about the story, and that's okay. That's okay with me. It's going to be Christmassy. So I got that. And then I'm so excited that I found this. Loving versus Virginia. This is a documentary novel of the landmark civil rights case by Patricia Hruby Powell and artwork by Shadra Strickland. So this is a combination of a nonfiction in verse. So Loving versus Virginia is the famous case where a mixed race couple like fights to be able to love each other and just be together in a really tough time for that to happen. So there's a combination of illustrations and photographs, and then it's in verse, but then there are also these pages where there are a little bit different information and quotes and different things. I just think that this is going to be really good, and I'm so excited that I found it, and it was only $3. Yeah, look at that. Difference between schools in the 1950s. And that's the end of my book haul. Not too bad this time. I'm really excited about so many of these books. I would love to hear from you if you've read any or if any are on your radar now. Thank you again for using my links that are in the description for Book of the Month and for Pango and Amazon and any links that are down there. I always appreciate you using those links if you feel so inclined. If not, that's fine as well. I'm just glad that you're here hanging out with me, commenting. Let's chat down below. I love talking with you down there, and I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.